Hi guys, welcome to Esea.
Hello.
We're in the knife. Oh, we've already had the knife round. We should go into game. I know you enjoy our faces, Connor's face especially. But we got Counter Strike, and no one was late, and no one just ran up some stairs.
Well, Tom, at least I'm gonna know that you're on the edge of your seat.
I only just made it into my seat.
That's good though. I'd rather you here than anywhere else, Mr. Bismarck, because we've got Esea, baby. And this is actually pretty exciting because Gamerlegion is one of those teams who still only has one loss in the season. There's only 4 teams currently in this position, and that would be Vitality, Movistar, Valiant and Co., and then Gamerlegion, who have had this late start. So some more victories versus a team like Spirit, who had a strong start to the season as well, but have now started to amass some losses, would put them in a prime position for playoffs. They're going to hit this B site as quick as they could, go for the boost in the back of the site from existence, and that's where the kills start to come in. 3 of them before Coldy answers back. And while Sophic watches plant, he's drawn to the bomb site where he has helped out already. 3 versus 2 with a potential plant, but these CTs hold on.
Yeah, he just looked a little bit like he got lost in his own smoke, but other than that, things seem to be fine. Hampus's flank is on point, and that is going to be the first round going the way, well, I was going to say of the Swedes, but it's not really of Swedes. It's a mixed team, like lots of different places, even a couple of Belgiums. Are they more Belgium?
I don't know.
An Estonian, 2 Belgiums. I know there's at least 1 Swede. Where is Nork from? Is he Swedish? I'm going to check. I'm interested. I think he is.
Here, my friend. Knock is.
He is.
So yeah,
he
double
is.
Swedish, an Estonian, double Belt. Ooh, this is a nice melange, as the French would say. And Tom, it's been working out so far. I like this lineup actually. I like the prospect of existence with another project of promising players, and then a godlike Scream in the mix. Ooh, baby, headshots. But right now he's got that MP9, so more of a garden hose than a headshot machine. Slow play from Team Spirit. This is one of their maps, right? This is one of their classic pocket picks. Overpass and Spirit is meant to be good, but Overpass and Spirit can also struggle to close. That's what we saw with their most recent game last week. I remember they 16-0'd fours, one of these other CIS lineups, and, well, we thought they'd carry that through, but they sometimes struggle. Right now, they haven't. Pistols have gotten them closer to this A site. CTs come scrambling upwards, and they get ahead of the smoke grenades, but still Hampus falls. The grenade. Oh, okay. Baby, the grenade.
Wow, that is a... That pretty much saves the round. Like that turns it back into their favor. Although Sophic's made things a little bit interesting. HS still on point and now has the support of Scream as well. Not quite the gun you'd want in this sort of battle, and well, it's actually what he's against as well. I Disbalance turns it into the 1v1, and HS does have a big advantage here, but well, that should make things a little bit worse. He doesn't actually know if Disbalance has already crossed. The only problem is eventually he has to come back round, and HS just has to be careful he's not caught in the air. And he's actually going to go starting to rotate over towards the B site. The Dink not really going to do too much, and well, now I Disbalance gets a bomb plant. Surely won't be able to win this, but gets another Dink. Just hitting all the headshots with the MP9, and now only 24 HP for HS. This is super problematic in this final battle. It's just lasting way too long, but eventually he does close it out. I Disbalance seemed like he had him dead to rights there, but in the end, it will be Gamerlegion to take themselves another. But let's just bet on this now. There's going to be a force buy, surely, in the next round.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going back and forth. We're going to get sloppy, real messy, Tom. Juices across our faces. Lather those barbecue ribs. I'm excited because this is what Team Spirit tend to do. They give us a show. Disbalance is so fun to watch in moments like that in that clutch. It's just HS taking this wild off angle. He's literally crouched on the edge of the staircase. Disbalance's discomfort eventually forces his peak. And, I mean, hey, he got 2 dinks with that MP9 in the last 10 seconds of the round. He made that nearly doable. But we'll get that quick push down long A coming out of Gamerlegion, trying to duel versus the rifles of Playground, and it doesn't help. They fall to the first showing of the AK-47s. Now, there's a Deagle in the mix on Sotfic, and Scream still MP9, but Hampus just parades around this bathrooms portion of the map. He gets a peek from Knock, and that helps him out, getting the 4 versus 4, neutralizing that man advantage and enabling them to peel back. Look at Hampus go, just hops all the way back into the A site, and we're going to watch Spirit play out this 4v4.
Yeah, all in all, though, not an awful trade. Like, Sophic was still the pistol player, so although the rifle was retrieved, it is going to be in the hands of a man who doesn't have any armor behind him. So, going to be fairly vulnerable, especially to the likes of Scream, who has himself the Shredder in hand. They're just going to start their push back. And in terms of defense, not going to be in this corner. This is one that always seems to be good for a couple of kills. Like, teams really struggle to clear this effectively, and the utility usage coming out from the CT side, just holding back the T's. Their smoke's expended, one left for Young, and uses it over towards a Molotov, which might leave a little bit of a gap in it. Young going to peek in, and well, there you go. Just such a hard angle to clear. They still know that Nork is here. They expected him to be here. It's just one of those angles that teams seem to struggle with.
Yeah, the Molotovs coming out of the counter-terrorists really enabled Nock to hold this off. Now he's got the shadow advantage, but Coldy closes in. Headshot, instantaneous, Scream, swings, clears that final AK, and the rifles of Team Spirit fall. We anticipated the force, and it came in with that 4 rifle setup, so it was good. It was a nice healthy buy, but it's not going to come in this time yet. Team Spirit going to have to take a 4th round on the chin, and this is really going to enable Gamerlegion CT side to start soaring forward. They had, what, 2 survivors in the last round. You can see that cash on HS and Scream. That's really just the only economic backbone for Gamerlegion. So no surprise to see the double MP9, and an unfortunate turn of events as Scream misses a molly. Does this change the round? Not too much, but SDY does manage to get past the tunnel earlier than anticipated, and in doing so, almost pops Scream, but HS gives cover. Thank goodness for teammates, Tom. Nock lines up 2, swings out for the 3rd one on long A, and he'll grab that as well. 7 HP the difference for his trio on that SMG, and we're talking about money. He has just made a boatload. What happened with HS?
Oh, that's fantastic. Both him and Scream were shooting bullets past their own head. He was facing the wrong way and then turns around and just headshots whoever it was who was left at the end.
Oh,
that's just fantastic. That was almost just like a meme. Just like, okay, we're fighting each other. Bang, don't interrupt us. We're going to carry on with what we're doing. Just silly. But yeah, Gamerlegion 4-0 lead. Made a bit of money in the last round. I'm interested by the fact that at the moment, at least, Chopper yet to get a kill on the board. I don't know what your opinion of this is, but when it came to Na'Vi looking at potential people to pick up, he was one of the ones I thought could be in the running. Like, I think Boomage is a great choice. I'm excited to see what he'll do in this roster. But Chopper, I feel like whatever team he's been on, he's been consistently good at fragging, and I don't know. It depends what you're looking for in Na'Vi. It looks like they've gone for someone who can also like maybe throw a bit in the in-game leader role, as Boomage was involved in that regard. But yeah, to see this man with no kills, bear in mind it's early in the game, but it's a little bit worrying for Spirit.
It's also kind of sketchy to see some Young down there. You know, that's somebody else when we think of the core of Spirit that you have to throw at the top of it. But we are early days. 4 rounds in. 1 full-fledged gun round, and now an advantage with their 2nd rifle purchase. Team Spirit, that op is in play. I Disbalance looking to tilt the scales, but right now this is a classic setup coming out of Spirit. They throw this in all the time. Disbalance boosted in middle, trying to find that opening op shot, and it's a great way to give your opper an opportunity to begin the round. Can't do it this time, so they're going to smoke off bathrooms and start inching their way forward. CT's very passive. They seem content to relax and sit back. They've got the smokes to do so. And they've got the weaponry to play close up if Team Spirit can get there. They've got 45 seconds to close this gap, and Existence is going to play on Banana. He's pushed forward with a follow-up smoke. Yeah. He is meant to play close, but Scream gives cover over the shoulder. Connects that first kill, and as Existence goes down, Team Spirit still have 3 players coming in on the A site, but they hold off, Tom. 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think they may have waited a little bit too long. Now, you've got Young on the other side of the map, so maybe wondering if someone's going to rotate through, and are they going to double back? This seems so risky. I think maybe just Young hearing a lot of rotations onto the other side of the map. He needs to get this kill, and Nork almost gets baited in. Molotov going to go down. He'll be able to hold them back just a little bit longer, but that entry kill might be enough to save them. The rest of the team rotating in. Disbalance doing work with that AWP, and Young push forward is not expected. A late rotation thrown in from Spirit, but That was perfect execution.
That was so nice. I mean, it comes down to SDY finding the timing there. You know that the entire time they're sitting outside of that A site kind of stagnant, that he is just relaying information. He's contemplating it the entire time, and he has to make that final decision, that final call to say, yes, we can do this. Walks into the bomb site, even despite the bomb carrier being Molotoved off, he used that chance to blow open the short water hole, and Team Spirit didn't lose a single player after the fact, kept 4 members alive. But look at Coldy go, and look at Coldy gone. He peeks up into short, Molotov replaces him, and he drops the Opera on the CT side, leaves us 4v4. Disbalance, still looking for that op shot, but nobody presents themselves on A. This was a full-fledged B setup from Legion that played back into the 4v4.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but I feel really uncomfortable seeing an AWP in Scream's hands. It's like blasphemy. It just doesn't seem right to me. This man doesn't need an AWP, but he's gonna go rotating around, maybe hand it over to someone else, or just like gonna show us what he can do. Like I've got no doubt that he can AWP. It's just whether or not he's ever needed to. He's gonna be holding it, looking for Chopper, but not quite able to connect the shots. And if you look at the rotation of the bomb, it goes back towards this B spawn again, potentially setting up for this late execution. This time, it seems more strategic, though, from Gamerlegion. They've rotated off of this site initially, and then they've just set HS up in a retake scenario. The only problem is they don't have any utility, but they have got this right in terms of their boost.
Just in time, they position Scream, but he's going to miss that shot as the player picks around the pill. Bomb's able to cross into the site itself. Now, no ability to push up. Scream's just going to continue to rattle the rounds through the bomb site, but he hits nothing in the process. T's fall back into their after plants, and Chopper cuts off the short flank. So this is an entire retake coming off Graffiti for Gamerlegion. They've got a player close. HS looking for targets, but look at the way Spirit have just sat back. They just sink into the depths of the bomb site, use these flashbangs over the top of short to prevent the retake to get going, but HS finally gets the pedal to the metal, falls after just one. And these 2 remaining members of Gamerlegion are looking for exits. That's it. Second round for Spirit hits the board.
Yeah, again, it's this B side looking a little bit vulnerable for the side of Gamerlegion, and it was more based not necessarily off the way they set up. It was just not being able to hit the shots on the way in. I'm for sure if Scream gets 1, 2 of those AWP hits as they cross towards the site, they'll probably 100%. Take that round, but it's just not the case. Unable to do so, and well, left to just save it. You can see in this round, he's just gone, yeah, no, you can have the AWP back.
Yeah, take that back.
I don't want it anymore. I'll go for the 1-taps with a pistol instead.
Luckily, they'll be able to buy, just taking this pause, spread that cash. After all his years of leadership existence, really good at math. Are they going to go in on this? Looks like maybe not. I see, you know, sub $1,000 being purchased. So Scream's going to go with the Deagle and add that to the Kevlar he already had. Knock buys in with body armor to just, you know, prevent any aim punch with that AWP gifted by Scream. And a smoke grenade on Hampus and Scream as well. So this is a nice little light buy. But we've got an AUG and an AWP in the mix, so do not take it lightly. Team Spirit, I mean, they're salivating at the thought of a 3rd round already, but they're gonna have to get past Hampus in connector. The flashbang is enough to activate his gun. That's information gained, and Chopper, he restrains himself slightly. Smoke and a Molotov exchanged, and he gets the peek, he gets the damage, he gets the kill. Molly finishes the job, and Hampus burnt to a crisp. Some charred Swedish meatballs in the bottom of connector. Is still Legion will hold on to middle with this op, but it's the only piece they have to play with. They anticipate this balance, and now it's back to the 4v4.
Yeah, there's that AWP to find the pick. The question is, can they now position it in the right place to win them the round? Again, it's going to be Sundar Young looking to rotate in towards this B site. He was almost flawless in his take of it late in the round, just a couple of rounds ago. Existence.
This flank, Tom, it's already been
He's
found
got
out.
It doesn't matter, though.
Still does it. He still does it, and Knock adds another op shot to the kill feed, but Spirit swing it with 2 of their own. And HS, well, he's slipped in between these 2 remaining Ts, so he hears the footsteps of Chopper. 20 seconds, and 2 separate 1v1s going down right now. Scream gets pinched, and HS fully exposed. Spirit swing it back 2v4.
Yeah, I don't really know how. Like, you look at all the positions that the CTs were holding in those later engagements, and you kind of feel like they should have been able to win that. Like, within the site, Scream on short as well. I think a lot of that just came down to the read coming out from Spirit, knowing that he was there. But then to also know that HS was just waiting around the corner is just, well, it's impressive. They clearly, well, still, what was invested for the CT side, it's not bad. HS managing one. It's a much faster play this time, and Young again just able to get these openers. Chopper will trade. Existence finds another back to give the CTs the advantage for now. Scream slightly vulnerable. We'll wait for any sort of rotation from his teammates to help him out, and Existence with enough to his tally, even just going to finish things off. The in-game leader leading by example. Top of the board at the moment. And well, another round on the board for... I want to say Swedes every time. I look up, I'm like, for the Swede... No. To be fair, it was the Belgium this time.
Close enough. It's all Europe after all.
Is that how you look at it from Canada? You're just like,
No.
European.
As a Canadian who gets clumped in with the Americans, Tom, I know the feeling. So it's a joke. We'll move along, folks. We have to, because we've got a full-fledged gun round once more. It's nice to see SDY going into this B site consistently. Oh my goodness, what a grenade. Look at the chip damage already straight out the gate. That's over on the exit of Fountain that they get shrapnelled. But it's a little bit of a proactive setup down here from Gamerlegion on the B site. You can see HS toying with the idea of pushing short. He had positioned himself in there just a couple of rounds prior when he gets caught out in that 1v2. So maybe tempted by the map control. There's also a T tucked away, but Team Spirit plays slowly through it. And it looks like Knock wants to get in here, wants to throw a wrench in the works. Keeps vision through bathrooms, but that Opper is on the other side. Disbalance hunts him, but neither make contact for now.
Yeah, again, this seems to be a lot of the way that Team Spirit like to play. They lull into a slower round after initial engagements, and then feel so confident making their way back in towards this B site. Young normally leading the charge with these openers, and still 6 for 6 in kills. He's been doing a decent job of getting those opening picks. Here come the grenades, the flashbangs. It's going to be Scream right up close. It's a difficult position to clear, but... well, I was going to say they almost did it. They got past one. They didn't realize HS would be in the same position, and now Hampers. He'll chime in to get rid of Young. Scream looking like he wanted to go through the smoke for a second, but there's nobody on the other side, and they already have control of the bomb. The Ts have no choice but to save their weaponry, and actually, they really have no choice. The money's pretty poor for Team Spirit.
Gotta keep these guns up. Dude, Chopper is just dancing with death. I'm thinking to myself, like, all right, the op is mandatory, but you'd love to keep this second AK. Think back to Gamerlegion nearly winning out a round in that 4 versus 2 when they had just an op and an AUG. Well, it's Spirit's chance to try their hand at a very similar situation. Let's see what they add to the tally. We got Kevlar and a P250 for SDY, $300 pistols everywhere. Flash and a Molotov on Sotvik. That's a nice addition. That Molly actually goes out early, meant to block off any short controls. So Team Spirit clearly looking for this B setup as quick as can be. Chopper gets his feet onto the bomb site, sneaks past the grenade. Now he's going to be able to clear out Monster, but first he prioritizes Pit. He doesn't know there's a man behind him. So Scream's going to be able to swing this back at least for the first kill, but he falls to the pistol, and now they push B open for the taking.
What has just happened? There's been so many weird kills in this round. Existence just been wrecked through a wall. Like, they've got to save here. Like, you're not winning this round anymore. Like, you'd just be handing more weapons over to your opponents. Nork's gonna probe a little bit, and he does actually get a quick kill. Now, this could give them, what I want to call a false positive. Like, oh, we have a chance now. Let's go for this. It's going to be such a tough retake and could just be the throwaway of weapons. They are going to be making their way through, but more importantly, look at Cody. A full wraparound, looking to try and lock them in. The footsteps are going to be heard. Existence is more than aware that he's here. And well, it takes him a bit of time, but that is going to be the moment where they just retreat and decide to save their weapons. But yeah, so many weird kills. Did you see I think you were watching the sneak through from Chopper while I was watching a completely different angle.
I hear
So
you. I see smoke spam.
The first kill, yeah, the first kill from Sunday Young is 2 CT players looking to push Monster, and he just shoots a few P250 bullets through and gets a kill.
Reasonable. Call that the Astralis?
Yeah,
they did update the smokes recently, right? I remember seeing the ability to like cycle through smoke.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure Valve says she's fixed, but
I never tried or used that command, so I've not tried or used it since. So
yeah, to be fair,
I assume there would be big complaints if it hadn't been fixed. Pretty much.
Looks like the CTs are going to hustle their way back up to the A site. Don't feel any presence on B. Existence, though. Oh my god, turn around. Oops. Maybe I jinxed him. Doesn't quite work out the way he'd hoped. Takes that shot straight to the gut. And now the T's are going to flood past long. And the counter-terrorists could not get into the bomb site fast enough. Knock does cut one off. And a second bomb drop. There's a third. Oh, no. Knock, from this corner, did not have players to help him, and yet he gets the whole job done. Disbalance has to swing it all back into his favor, but he's working with a 2 versus 4, and Sotfik not quite close. There's the first one off the flash. Hompus falls. He fumbles. Bomb still not in the possession of Team Spirit, but all of the A control up until the site most certainly is. Look how clumped up these CTs are. It's a single cohort. They can't move. They don't know if they've been flanked from B. HS is going to have to start clearing this flank, making sure that there's no terrorists coming in from behind them. And Spirits, well, their decision, walk up A slowly, hit this site late.
Yeah, even still, though, 20 seconds left on the clock. They have to either try and just kill off every single one of these Gamerlegion members, and Nork is just not missing a shot. Still expecting the last man to be on the other side, and Disbalance will be there to put him down, but he's got 9 seconds. It's just not going to happen. Even if he kills Scream, HS is just going to run for the hills. And Gamerlegion, well, Nork with a fantastic round, just able to hold on to that A site, not missing a single shot. I know, well, even better, Hampus has now bought an XM.
Ooh, the noob tube. Well, we know he's going to connector. I can guarantee you that.
Nice. I think he's going short. I think he's going short B.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. He's facing.
He's got a 6 spawn for it.
All right. I'll take it. Let's see what he's got. We'll get tubular with the XM1014, but man, how much pressure on Knock in that round, Tom? When we see the smoke grenades flying off long, when they've lost existence on party and have 0 anchor in any form of A control, plus all of the counter terrorists who rotated close to the site, the 2 closer of the 3 rotators, they were cut off in bank because of a perfectly placed Molotov just as that flood of T's came out long A. And Knock, op on cycle, just hammered him one after another. I'm shocked nobody, cleared him from that cubby. It's not the position you'd want with an op when there's 3 T's ready to run around. But he manages. And as this pause comes to a close, we're going to have to see Spirit's purchase choice. Right now, it's just 1 AK and armor. But surely someone follows Chopper. There's the op. The big green gun for Disbalance.
I am actually surprised that sort of close truck position isn't one that's sort of mollied out more. Because it is so common to just see multi-frags from that angle. I think it's one of the highest risks in terms of that A site. But you don't see an awful lot of teams, at least in like these online matches, like specifically like mollying out that point. The main way to do it is to sort of hard aim into the angle. And we've seen many times it just doesn't really work though. Like you think it would, it just doesn't seem to.
It's also a left-sided peak, right? You're holding A when you come around any angle to clear that, and that's a disadvantage.
Yeah, there we go. Oh no!
Just splatters the brain matter on the side of the tunnel, and then everybody else for Team Spirit stuck over on long think to themselves like, we're supposed to have short control. SDY is meant to be positioned here so that we can pressure long with all these bodies. And, well, SDY looks like mince.
Yeah, I was about to say, Chopper, please give that gun over. You may be feeling confident, but a 1 HP AK, I think that's more Deagle territory. All right, this is going to be a painful round now. Because Hampus, like, you've got to suspect if you're on Team Spirit, like, why would he fall back too far? He's holding an XM. Realistically, where else can he play? But yeah, so they're very, very slowly clearing out a lot of these angles, making their way towards short. It looks like they're still going to execute in onto this B side. With 3 players there, Cody just wrecks Hampus coming into the site. And actually, a second goes down. HS, the only one left of the wraparound from Sophic. He just clears out the site, spots the man up above, and has some help from Idis Balance. And leaves just existence alone. Again, it's just forced into a save. And these rounds still like swinging back after what was such a dominant start to the round for Gamerlegion. They don't get a single kill, even though Hampus, or sorry, Chopper is on 1 HP.
Thing is, I mean, I don't mean to throw the guy under the bus, but Hampus's shotgun was so caught out of position that, that short wasn't even technically being watched. You know, he had rotated over to the short water ramp and had peeked short to then realize, oh yeah, this shotgun might not cut it. So he tries to get closer, as we saw, going over towards graffiti side, and that's when he gets peeked. I mean, the poor guy's got shadow advantage, but he's just not close enough to make that buckshot go to work. So, yeah, yikes. Easy entry from short, and you saw how that bomb site just melted. HS goes for the god play, hides in the corner, but it's a thorough clearing of all the corners that gets Team Spirit their 5th round. And now the result of that, Tom, is pistols for Gamerlegion. So that's a costly error to be making in round 12.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those painful situations for the CT side, especially with sort of both teams going back and forth. Loss bonus never really builds up. Going to see the triple boost. It's one I like to see, but it never seems to be hugely successful. Like, you might get a kill off the back of it, but that's about it. And I don't know why every time I see this boost come in, it almost seems like no one goes short. Even though they played short for the majority of the game, this time it's just Young running straight through Monster. So maybe just one of those avoidable positions. If there's any nades or mollies thrown into this angle, they are screwed. But, oh no, don't walk into it. Surprise! Happy birthday!
Still here. Still here. That's unbelievable. I mean, because here's the thing with this 3-man setup is normally once it's been spotted by any kind of a short player, you're going to have a monster push on your hands almost immediately. Because if you have 3 of your CTs committed to the depths of this cubby, then odds are it's either a straight-up 5-man B-stack and you've got 2 dudes to worry about, or it's open real estate for the taking, just like it was in this round. In fact, there's a round from Blast Madrid where Ents versus the Vodafone Giants. Okay, it was an overtime, Tom. It was the round that decided Ents to go on to the finals, where they then beat Astralis in a best-of-3 on LAN. But that one round makes a difference, and it all comes down to a 3-man setup on short just like that. Ents recognize that Monster is there for the taking, and they charge straight through it, because you can't stop it. Monster is such a linear push that if there's no pressure and an early info on that 3-man stack, you've got 3 dudes just sectioned off in graffiti, and if they want to leave, they've got a huge giant gap to cross, Tom. It's one of like the worst fallback positions. It's great if you can get 2 kills from it, but if they know you're there, GG. GG,
well, yeah,
Tom.
It's also one of those spots where you can pretty much just 100% all in, because what are the chances of 4 men being over to that site? And even if there is, it's 1 person on Monster. You trade 1 for 1, and then you have the other members of the team sectioned off. So it's a high-risk play. In those sort of rounds, though, it's not that much of a problem. It wasn't the end of getting into a grand final, and it wasn't a weapon round. But even this isn't. Their money really didn't stack up going into this next round. So Scream's going to have a rifle, which can always do bits, but can be a bit of a problem for economy going into the next couple, as the loss bonus isn't massive. Should still be enough for him to get a buy anyway. But the rest of the team just going to be left with pistols once again. And it's a boost, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah, not the 3-man. Same result, though. more or less. Not much gain from it, except for with that sound cue coming in from the bathrooms and these CTs close, knowing numbers, the flank's going to get activated. HS is playing in behind these teams, and then Scream will take his place once he falls. Now, Existence getting the first one, and Hoppus another is great. Scream has been put into a position to work, and now as he swings out, he's dropped by the Opper. Disbalance could swing it all around unless Nock can do the exact same, because they don't know. They don't know he's here, and he's seen the first body. Now he's got them both. The bomb's been thrown down into the open, and Disbalance is pinned into the corner. Nock holds him, and Nock blows him open. Swaps to the op to the save. Gamerlegion with 1 M4 will take their 8th round.
Yeah, and the worst thing is that the M4 wasn't really the high impact play there. It was just not expecting a second player to be within the toilet. So a little bit of luck going a long way for Gamerlegion with just that sneaky play coming out from Nork. But all in all, we go into our last round, a chance to keep this as close as it can. Or a chance
Nock
for the...
has made a world of difference lately, Tom.
Yeah.
Like, when this game started and Gamerlegion were just soaring forward, we had to say it, you know, the Legion through and through, everybody's putting up numbers. But right now, it is Nock. He has won some crucial rounds.
Oh. Got ourselves our disbalance set up. We've had some monster pushes already in the past, but this time it's actually going to be Scream making his way out into the water. Connector going to be opened. He knows the chopper's here, but Scream's left blind as he goes to peek. And that will be that opening pick coming down. Existence with an interesting position. The question is it actually going to come into effect? The push is already in over onto the site. Cody's going to give the man advantage back over to Team Spirit. And, well, Hampus will be able to turn the tide. They haven't actually managed to get the bomb down. And now Existence's play comes into effect. As he's now in on that flank, Hampus is given more space to work, and it's left onto Sophic. Somehow, he's managed to escape.
Ooh. And that one turns the tides. He's got 30 seconds to make his play. A or B. He has to choose. Doesn't have any kind of utility to make this B cross. So maybe running to the A site is the better option. He doesn't know. He's just going to continue to burn off the clock. If he walks all the way, he's going to have about 6 seconds to plant. And with that, Nock can just wait for the bomb plant attempt and take him down. But Nock decides to hold up the position. And it pays off, of course. Sotvik's slow pistol peek means 9-6 for the Gamerlegion at the end of this first half.
Yeah, a solid half from them in the end, considering how things sort of turned out. Like 9-6 is kind of what you expect to see when you're on the CT side of Overpass. Maybe hoping for a little bit more, but not really the end of the world. Have to say, still more and more impressed by Nork every time I see him play. Like, I've enjoyed him and Hampus, especially if we get to see them on Mirage at all. They're very impactful. But considering he's gone from, well, sort of a relatively unknown in terms of like teams that he's played for. Like I believe like in terms of individual play, there's been a lot of people raving about him for a while, but in terms of actual like good rosters, we've not seen him at all. Jumps into this one under the leadership of Existence, and he just seems to be styling on teams that have been around for a fair bit longer.
Trying to even look at what team. All right, he's coming from Existence Galaxy, right? That was the team that played at DreamHack Winter 2018 and made a really good showing alongside Bravado. So yeah, he is kind of in that tier 2 mix. And if you look at I think if you look at players who really have to kind of arguably prove themselves, right? Who don't have the years of accomplishments behind themselves, current stature. Yeah. That's when we look at guys like Hampus. That's when we look at guys at Nock. So good to see Nock up there. 21 years of age. A real key piece to the Gamerlegion. But 4 versus 4 right now here in the second pistol. Legion's going to get that long A control in their back pocket. Sumdai Young lets a player draw. Sotvic falls to HS. And these two CTs try to pinch back into the bomb site. Sure, they've given up the real estate, but they haven't given up the plant. Because the last player, the bomb carrier, Nock, the man himself, has only now arrived. But he slips right past. And the one tap versus SDY. Now the peek coming in off of the dumpster. Coldy gets a chance to kill him, but Knock with 2 in this 1 versus 3 has it down to the even ground. Now another shot, another chance, more damage, but no kill. No kill just yet. 35 seconds, and he goes over the box for that final frag. 3 in his back pocket. Speak of the devil comes dancing. 10 rounds for Gamerlegion.
Might be the most British thing I've said today, but he's so bloody good. Like, it just...
bloody brilliant.
He's bloody brilliant, Harry.
It's scrawny.
I know.
But of course, Tom, this war's not over. Spirit know it.
Yeah, there's still going to be a damper on your mood after that happens, but that might pick it up a little bit. First shot hit, second as well. Chimes in with a third to get him the second kill. Nork sat there going, oh, again. We're going to have to do it again. At least the rifles can be retrieved. Existence looking to push forward a bit. Could go back and get the Galil, but not really interested. Sprays the first, and you have to bear in mind, this balance doesn't have any armor, so that SMG would shred him if it gets anywhere near. The fact is, though, the full rotation, the full support coming in from the CT side, although they have become a little bit hesitant whether or not these Ts are going to move in.
That UMP is trying to get itself in position. Coldy could become a real problem in the bomb site, but Knock already an issue, at least for Spirit. Here's Hampus chiming in with a headshot of his own. Disbalance peeking out with more damage. Look at the damage this guy has done. It's just Coldy's job to clear them all out, to kill them all off. But he's smoked, but the smoke goes deep. He's still gonna have a chance to peek if he wasn't blind from a flash. A little bit more time bought for Gamerlegion on this hold. And there's no kit for the retake, so Coldy has to consider his options. And if only he realized how close each of these players was to death, I'm sure he might take this chance, Tom. But nope, he is gone. That is such a narrow miss from Gamerlegion, considering they go down 3 versus 5, and the remaining 3 players have about 25 HP apiece. Dude, that's sloppy, very costly. And it even almost got worse. But Legion will get through on shaky legs nonetheless. 11-6, 5-round lead. Because of the force buy, Spirit have to hold off for a round. So we're looking at 12-6, doubled the score before Spirit CT side's really set to get going.
So this is something I've actually always wondered. So on Esea, it always says like your damage at the end of the round at the bottom. So I wonder if the pros just sit there and they tot up and go, oh, they all had like 12 HP. just like start doing the maths in your head, and then you're just like, ah, damn it.
Gotta let it slide.
Just going with the USP. It's something that we see fairly often, and it's something I've never liked. Like, I understand it. It saves you money. Very little risk of giving over a gun. But it's like Little from, they're 4s now. I can't actually remember what they were called before. But he would always just buy a USP or a P250 going into like second rounds when there were force buys, and it always used to just trigger me because it's like, just in case they do something risky, or just in case there's a player like, for example, there is like with an SMG or something, why just offer up an early advantage? It just doesn't seem like it's worth the risk.
Our friend and fellow commentator, Just Harry, is a USP, round 2 kind of guy. And that's the way it goes.
So he's a wrong'un.
Yep. Trade frags back. Coldy and Disbalance. Those CTs successful in the top of mid. So now all of a sudden, Hampus is USP. Think about it. He is the player cutting off this full rotation. He's got a USP and he makes it work. Oh, almost a third, but not going to happen. SDY bests him with that AK. Chopper has another Kalashnikov. And they're looking to clash. Down on the B site they'll go. HS peeks out from sandbags. And he just body bags them both. 12-6. Gets it all finished. Hampus with 2 on the tally, but it's still Knock that difference maker. 21-9. As Gamerlegion put an op in the mix, get him back on all cylinders. and Spirit will do the same. This is the defense. This is that full-fledged defense, as flushed out as possible with guns and grenades alike. If they don't win these rounds, then what chance do they really have?
Yeah, this is the first real test for Gamerlegion's second half. And while in reality, these are the rounds that a lot of the time you see more risks taken, but they kind of can't. They haven't actually made very much money over the last few. They've lost a lot of players. Consider what was actually bought in the last round, and dropping 3, I believe it was, is not really the best scenario for your team. Double nade going to be thrown over, but won't actually reach onto anybody. Still got the MAC-10. Now, in these sort of rounds, I actually quite like seeing a MAC-10 used as almost a distraction a lot of the time, and especially when the chances are there's going to be players missing head armor. Existence can just be the bane of these players' lives, just hard to hit, and still the chance to be deadly. But look at the CTs. They're not looking to be reactive in this scenario. They're being proactive, forcing HS out of position. The spam through enables that initial kill to come in for Coldy. And now with 45 seconds up and coming on the clock, the T's have to switch up their plans.
Spirit's still very hesitant to leave this B site, but now they will. This balance is going to walk up that second rotator with Sotfish. Ooh, but now things are going to have to heat up a little. He starts sprinting because we've got Knock with that first pick. Knocks down SDY. Some die young and some die early. This is 5v4 coming at 20 seconds left on the round. It's not the case. Very late in Existence. He gets spammed through the box and the smoke. Sotfic denies that first plant. 12 seconds left, and Knock, he's going to try to plant in the same position. He anticipates that peek, gets into the cover. Now it's the 5-second mark, and Disbalance sprints in. Hits the shot in the player on the back, but it falls to Chopper alone from Dumpster. With the bomb carrier on that. Oh, the peek from Knock is what gets it done. 13 rounds for Gamerlegion. They tear through that weapon buy from Spirit. That first pick helps out on the A site, adds a little franticness to what was early aggression on B. Gamerlegion didn't have that map control, but they just transmissioned that lack of control into a push on A. And I love it. I love it, Tom. They just topple the pieces, get in there, almost lose to the bomb plant. Let's be fair. That was nice from Spirit. Good communication, good teamwork. But it leaves them back with pistols, and that's not where I can place my chips.
It must have been an interesting conversation when signing Nork and just being like, yep, you're going to be in the team with Scream, yeah, HS, yeah, Existence, Hampus. By the way, you're also going to be the star player. Like, it just seems mental how good he is currently playing. I disbalance with the Scout, though. It's impressive. Like, he's doing a lot of damage every single time. He gets killed by Nork. I can't say I'm overly surprised by that. And, well, unfortunately for us, he's going to be forced to hand that AWP over to Existence, who's low on HP. Got 25 kills and 9 deaths at the moment. And it's not like it's, oh, he's had one good half and then fallen off. He is top on both sides.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting turn of events here with this connector push. Coldy's gotten himself the back of Existence. And now an AWP in hand. It's added to the single scout, but unfortunately for Spirit, this lack of B control gives away the round. Gamerlegion are going to be playing with 14-6 as their advantage. Oi, oi, Scream. Parading SDY is a tough target to hit. HS wants to cut off Sotfic. That scout could still serve as a problem, but not if you get close to it. I'm kind of surprised by Gamerlegion's level of success here, Tom. Again, Overpass and Team Spirit, something that tend to go hand in hand, but there's just no solution to Knock right now. He's a level above and beyond.
Yeah, that's the sort of worrying prospect here. So even when you start to see these like hero plays forming from members of Team Spirit, he just seems to one-up them. Like in the pistol round, for example. Like, it was a really solid play, like Sotfic hitting some nice one-taps. Like, there was a moment where Scream had him dead to rights on the flank, and he spins around and taps him. A few seconds later, Nork gets a 1v3 clutch, all headshots, and you're like, what you did wasn't that impressive anymore. And it's just like when you're being
Rewrite
outclassed,
history.
it's very hard to look impressive at all. So yeah, 14 and 6.
Dude, on a gun round, Tom. They go 5v monster on the gun round. They completely dodge this aggressive A setup coming out of Spirit. Spirit think to themselves, let's change it up. Let's box these guys in. Let's go for aggression, baby. And yeah, big old handful of nothing. B site crumbles. Gamerlegion about to take 15 with then 9 match points. 5 versus 4, yeah, let this go. Team Spirit, they're going to have to gift them a 15th round just to play with these weapons in the next. That is a master from existence. His big brain just beating the same pace of his heart, Tom. It's the life source of Gamerlegion. Nox just got his hand on the back of his head, you know, sucking up all that knowledge, fragging with one hand. Frickin' kid's got 25 kills, damn it.
Yeah, he didn't even need to do anything in this round. It was just the perfect play at the perfect time, and well, Team Spirit, that's just bad luck, really. It's unfortunate. They are a team that likes their aggression, so can't say I'm overly surprised to see them try something like that, but yeah, just the moment that then Existence goes, okay, we're now going to run straight in towards the B site. Nothing you can do. Once again, we'll fall back into likely a more default round with more presence over and onto this B side. Look at Young attempting to get aggressive. HS on the other side. It's a dink either way, but Young just about comes out on top. By the looks of it, though, the T's are actually going to try and barrel into the site anyway. Nades doing damage. Cody hoping to survive onto the barrels. They know he's there. Clearing him might be easier said than done, however. Has support from Chopper as well, who is getting naded, Molotoved off. Do they actually remember that he's in this corner? Because they've had to deal with so many other players since then. They're not going to clear him at all, and Cody will come in at the end to close things out.
Spirit getting themselves inside of those smokes. Gamerlegion kind of hesitant once the utility began to pull. Lost track of all those counter-terrorists. Knew there was bodies abundant. CTs just get the best of all the duels. I mean, 3 finalizing kills in what seemed like 2 seconds. But Gamerlegion, not gonna panic just yet. Cool as a cucumber. They will get themselves to the base of connector, play down in through ladder. Something different this round. A little bit of utility exchange towards the top of A. That has Spirit falling back, so they don't get their initial 5v. And Gamerlegion are playing with a bit more map control in their pocket. Anticipate connector to go into an A play, which could position SDY for a very swift, snappy headshot. If that's where they set up a 5v4, then Disbalance can swing out, try to get one further if Gamerlegion continue to come upstairs. That's going to be the test, so it seems. Let's see how it all unfolds.
Yeah, the second AWP actually saved in the previous round means Cody has another one over onto B, but it's only really the lurk of Nork to spot if anybody's actually pushing in that direction. By Disbalance, oh, he must have heard all the footsteps just a little bit late to react, and the spam through is going to do so much damage. Luckily for them, he doesn't actually fall. Counter utility will be used to help him get back into position, and in the meantime, Chopper is now very well placed if they do rotate back through the connector. This is a very tough spot to actually clear out. And he's heard all the footsteps. There should be information gathered. The push-up going to come in from Young. Gets Hampers through the wall as well. And now the rotation comes back in. And this is the spot. Chopper with a double spray down. Still no one yet to get onto B, but finally they'll arrive. Cody right at the bottom. Molotov looking to try and clear him out of spot, and we'll do just that. Thing is, though, there's only 10 seconds. They could realistically go on a suicide run here and just try and deny the plant, and oh, it's a bit dicey, but they get there in the end. Bomb actually still goes down, which is quite surprising considering their positions, but it doesn't matter to Team Spirit at this point. They know they're going to have to come up against Spies over the next few rounds anyway, and they've got to still win 7 rounds in a row.
It's not an easy job, but it's one that Spirit are starting to succeed. Some could argue extending the inevitable, but it's not a good look for Nox. Someone who has had such impact on an op is relegated down to the MAC 10, and there's 2 snipers, not 1, 2 snipers on Team Spirit to try and pluck him off. But Disbalance not feeling too comfortable with this early A pressure. Gamerlegion just throwing the smokes over, the flashbangs in abundance. Amazing that he survived that wall spam in the last round. It's going to be a different look. SDY plays on the opposite side of the side stairs, right next to the green bench, gets his... Falls off with 20 HP. Disbalance comes in with what should have been second servings, but he falls to a single point of health. He is lucky to be alive. And yet, nobody on Spirit dies. They hold this 5v4, and that's a decent position for them to be in considering the alternative. With SDY and Disbalance so close to death, this could have been Gamerlegion stampeding their way onto the A site for that 16th round. But now the Op has a chance to swing it back. Gets a gunshot downrange at long. 2 Ts in this position, but he's Molotoved into the depths of bank, and he will have 0 effort in this hold because he's mollied off. But there's a gap, a slight gap for him to play with. He cuts off Hampus, 4 versus 3, and more CTs added into the mix, but the headshots continue to barrel forward. Gamerlegion continue to cut down these CTs, and now 2v2, Tom. This is it.
Oh my god. So close to killing off Nork through the box, but both teams still surviving with shreds of HP. But both kills go the way of the Gamerlegion in the end. It was very close to at least going on for another round, but the fact is, it isn't going to happen. And it will be Gamerlegion with a pretty damn dominant performance. Impressive from Nork. Has said, till this team, I haven't seen too much for him play, but from what I've seen in this team, you could definitely tell why he's been brought into such a star-studded roster.
Yeah, he's now moved from, again, like a team like Existence Galaxy started to show some promise.
Yeah.
But this one definitely seems to have more contention. I mean, it's a first season of MDL with this full lineup, I believe, and here they are still now very viably contending that top spot. They'll move on to 5-1, and Gamerlegion do have another game later today, so they have a very real chance at going to 6-1 because their next opponents, I believe, are going to be Expert. No, that's Movistar Riders versus Expert next. So this goes into the next point, Tom, is that there's not many teams who have so few losses left. In fact, not many teams have 0 losses. Only 2 of them do, with Valiance and Movistar Riders. And that is who is playing next, folks. Movistar Riders versus Expert. It's supposed to be one-sided, or maybe we get an upset victory. You never know, and that's why you can't go too far. It's the ESEA Mountain Dew League show with Tom and Scrondog, and we're going to see you guys after the break.